Music for Campfires and Escalations is provided by BattleBards.com. Use coupon code CAMPFIRE for a discount off BattleBards Prime, their premium subscription service. Additional music is also provided by TabletopAudio.com and our very good friends at the Clock Tower, a 5e experience. Their show is quite frankly superb, and I would highly recommend giving them a listen at the link below. You might even hear a few familiar voices. The refugees stumble across the secret of Kundun, that those in power would rather stay buried. What will they find in their searching, and whose eyes will they draw to themselves? Find out on this episode of C&D, The Refugees.
So you guys have successfully ordered and prepared costumes, except for Thorn, who's going as himself.
Tracks.
Thorn has some plans.
I'm also going as myself, but differently.
But Thorn got lost.
It's only about midday. Well, what you guys like to do?
I'm going to the library.
You're going to the library, all right?
Oh God, talk in the library.
You go to a library, and in Kundun, information, it's not like in a lot of cities, it's not like a library with stacks of books. Those are usually places like in the Arcanum, keeps the actual texts. But there is a place that you know that has scrolls and some real general information in it. It's kind of, also got a lot of paperback, kind of popular writing of the day, fictional stories, some histories, but it's not a book, it's not like the arcane rows and rows of shelves. It's not the size of this garage with the...
There be a librarian in there, or
it's the closest thing you know of as a library.
Okay, I'll go in.
Though there is some history being kept at your church as well. The churches would probably have more extensive than a library. You would know that.
Let's do the church.
So you go to your church, and then there's a rector.
Excuse me, my good man.
Brother Toft, how can I help you?
I'm looking for history of Kundun. Old history. Maybe that we
History of your people, perhaps.
Maybe. More.
How did your mission to the islands go?
I did make contact, not in the way I was suspecting, but I'll be making a follow-up mission to make sure that's all correct.
If you're looking for old history, you've probably spoken with the people that have the best angle on it.
Will there happen to be any egalitarian history? I've heard of...
That means equal. Equal history? That doesn't track.
It does not. I heard that there used to be a sole king of Kundun, way in the history.
Where did you hear this? And then he takes an immediate, kind of off-putting step back. Like you almost said a dirty word.
Murmurs from just wandering the city for so long, being a refugee, people tell you things.
Why are you interested in this topic, Brother Tom?
Curiosity.
What does it have to do with your mission for the life giver?
For my mission? Well, I want to know if this old king was one of myself.
He was a dwarf.
especially judging by the body language. You do not seem like you are enjoying this topic of conversation.
It's not spoken of any longer, Brother Tom.
Tell.
It was a long time ago. And it was a failed experiment. It's a good way to put it. Not an experiment, literally. And he looks like trying to get you to understand. As in, it was an idea that did not last.
I can tell.
No one mixed beakers and blew anything.
By the way, the knowledge is seemingly buried. However, it would be of help.
Roll a persuasion.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
Oh,
You are trying to persuade him. Should have brought anyone.
This is my mission. Dice.
The D20 that's right in front of you.
I have a -1.
Well, roll it and subtract 1. You might get a 20. So that's a 5.
4.
Brother Toft, I'm going to use proverbial or parochial language here. You're barking up the wrong tree.
I do not wish to peck any more beyond my depth. I seemingly just need to know his name. Or her name, for all I know.
No, sir. No, sir. We're done with this topic of conversation. If you want to know more about the dwarfs on your island, I can look into it, look in archives for you. If you want to know more about the refugees that you're running with, I can look into that. If you want to know more about this Captain Tilba that you've saddled yourself to, I can find information on that. But on the old king and what happened here back then, no, sir.
Duly noted. Tom will walk away. Does that man have a shift? Someone else come in?
Do you have a manager?
It's
I was your
Different
manager.
different people work that job?
no, Karen. He's the only one there.
Okay.
Dwarven word for Karen.
Does that man go to sleep?
He is. Yes, he goes to sleep. Takes his he's human.
You gonna
Sleeps
break
about
into a
8
library?
hours. Sleeps about 8 hours.
Okay.
For sure. He does. Yeah, he'll be going to bed tonight. It's the archives are open when he's there, and when they're not, they're closed. Pretty much is how it works. His job is to care for the knowledge of this.
I'm gonna head back to the boat, because I need to have a conversation with him.
Okay.
Deal with that.
Okay. So you're heading back to the boat. You two are on the boat. What are you three doing?
What about the boat? Now that our business is concluded, how about midday wine?
Ooh, wait, didn't we buy wine and send it to the boat?
Did we?
I think we did.
I need to work, but if we already have the wine, I will drink.
We already do have the wine on the boat.
I'm going to the boat.
Since they're just heading back to the boat, Thorn will wake up from his apparent mid-morning nap, head upstairs. Indiri,
Ah,
are you okay?
well, I was trying to work on this and it wasn't quite working, so then I used a little bit of something else to give me a boost so that I could get this done and make sure that I was getting it working, but that wasn't quite working, so then I drank some,
I'm gonna hand
and
you
now
the cat.
everything is white. Thank you. Where did I get this?
You need to stop doing drugs.
I have to get my dress finished being designed. Where did I get this?
Just slowly reach out, take him back the cat.
Where did this cat's other eye go?
Break it. She looks at you and goes, "Do you need something?"
I was going to go to the tailor.
I need to go to the tailor. Let's go.
Okay. I would go to the tailor with us. Spun out in Deary. This is problematic because I was hoping to use this conversation on the way to talk about our pitch. About, I don't know,
It's fine, don't
Salt
worry about
Empire.
She's got this.
Salt.
Oh, man.
you're going back
To the boat.
to the boat. You two are going to the tailor. It's probably midday. Okay. So that's
On the way to meet us because we're coming from the
and you're
Taylor
all
area.
going to the boat to drink.
Yeah.
Everybody roll a d20.
I like to point out we're taking the same road toward each other.
Just
So-
12.
What'd you get?
1.
What'd you get?
10.
10.
12.
That makes sense.
10.
4.
What'd you get, Ellie?
11. Unless we're adding anything.
No. Yeah. You guys literally meet on
Just
the
like
road to the
in the
docks.
street.
Yep.
Oh.
And as everybody's
Ah!
Hello, Gary.
Hi.
Indira, why are you so jumpy?
I'm fine.
No, you're
Aren't
not.
you okay?
Yeah,
Insight
I'm
I would like
check.
to roll an insight check.
Insight check.
Inside.
Inside.
Everyone just goes
17.
14.
24.
all of you realize she has not slept, eaten, or done anything productively healthy with her body in the last probably day.
Indira, sleep.
Her body eyes are the size of dinner plates. We should do coke to stay up instead of sleep.
Yeah.
Indiri, I don't know what you may be troubled by but you need to rest.
You haven't
No, I
blinked.
have to go to the tailor. I gotta give him designs.
Can you rest after that?
I've got them right here. I worked on them all night. I didn't sleep.
Thorn, where are you going?
the tailor.
We're gonna go to the
Thorn
tailor.
can deliver those for you. I think you need sleep.
I don't know what that is. We need to go to the tailor.
You did.
As he's saying
We're
this,
going
he's,
to
like,
the boat to get
slowly
wine.
taking things out of the
You know this party better than all of us.
Dagon is slowly relieving her of her drawings, handing them to Thorn, and guiding her back to the boat.
There he like sits there like it's like gears are turning in her brain. She goes, "I would like wine, but I'm supposed to be doing something."
Thorn said he would do it for you.
Really?
Yeah, he
yes.
just did.
Thank you.
Not Thorn.
You know what?
That's
I
fine.
understand. He'll be done.
Okay.
Please.
Goodbye, Thorn. She's gonna leave.
Thank you, Thorn.
Philippe is going to lean over to the top. Just like walk around the block for a while, get out of sight, and make it look like you're going somewhere.
He's gonna just turn a corner. Come back.
Indira, wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, on the topic, you all are all very short.
As I imagine, as they're all
Yes,
just
yes,
sort
come
of
on.
walking away,
just
back to
just
the
walking
boat,
like.
Thor is just standing there in the middle of the street with Indiri's drawings. Like, wait, last time I was alone, I got mugged.
Nobody knows.
You didn't tell anyone.
To be fair, he couldn't even have a conversation with Indiri. It was immediate Kokai.
Standing like,
Well, he's like, I woke up from a nap. I was like, dear, he's already fucking spun out before he went into that nap.
Who let this
So
boy go alone? We don't know.
just standing in the middle of the street, like, Kundun alone is like apparently a really sketchy place. I'm gonna make this a quick trip. Just
What
starts
do you do?
I'm so low.
just snap his fingers, cat on the floor, walk to the tailor.
Right now you know the route pretty well. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, just meanwhile on the ship. Oh no, where'd the cat go?
Oh no! Oh.
You make your way to Alessandro's. You enter, and he's feverishly working on multiple orders. You can tell it's a busy time of day for him.
Hello, Alessandro. I step up to his counter and slam down the whatever.
I handed you one drawing. That's like 17.
Just lay out the drawings that
He
Indiri
stops what he's
gave
doing.
him.
Indiri's?
Yeah. I don't think she slept. I'm not sure she can sleep right now.
I make dresses. You take care of your people.
I'm trying.
This is really good.
Just shit.
What did he find the
He's
designs?
like, these are really good. I should have charged more.
You should have. Because that looks like a lot of silk.
Is this it?
He just like looks, gives him this real apologetic look, and sort of like claps his hands together in front of him. I'm also attending this ball.
Two of us went, we'll go somewhere else. And he went, I can't make costumes. And now here we are back again. Make it.
You work for us now.
Do it.
Because apparently, I know you don't make costumes, big ol' air quotes, but neither does the costumier. They make illusions, and that seems, I don't know.
The stalls
Shitty.
outside of the Coliseum have so many things you can put. There are some brilliant mask makers there.
Yeah, yes, there are. I was just going to have something very simple ordered, and he produces a very crude drawing that he made of what would be sort of fine mage's robes, but that all of the cuts show off all of his scales.
Give me a performance roll to tell me how good of a drawing it is with you.
22.
He looks at this and goes,
Charisma class.
pretty revealing.
Got it flaunted?
All the same material?
Just nods. But a veil to go with it, too. I feel like that's...
Something tells me you want a purple.
Purple would be good.
What color are your scales?
No, all his scales are like shiny black.
Gold trim. I'm working on, well,
I imagine...
Deary's is going to take us longer now. So. 40 gold.
40 gold?
And it'll be done with the suits for the others tomorrow.
Thorn pulls out a pile
If you
of
had
money.
made all these slits in the design, it would have been more, but it's less material.
Passes him the money. If it's any good, I'll give you a tip.
When they ask you where it was made, you just tell them I made it. And that'll be tip enough.
Fair enough.
You will be the most exquisite, scaly person in the world.
That takes on a whole nother weird context.
Right?
Now
I was like,
it's a furry convention.
The Scaly shows up. They went,
All of the nobles are sitting outside just,
Did you guys watch the fucking PS4 release about
Yep.
the Goodbye Volcano
Yep.
High? That game
Yep.
looks fire.
Yeah, it does actually.
There's so many furries
It
in
does
PS5.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
They
PS5
do like
is
originality at the balls.
Go buck naked.
I feel like someone's done that.
not with your scales.
Yeah. Now, purple, gold.
With your black, that'll be something.
I'm going to go buy some jewelry. I'll be back.
So, you're going to buy jewelry?
Yep.
Do you know where the jewelry stores are?
No.
Time to get mugged
But
again.
Thorn is, at this point, fairly confident that he can, probably scare off people who try to mug him in the streets.
Let's try a survival check.
Ah, fuck. That's a 2.
It technically could have been worse.
Very, very technically.
Now, I noticed you're balling your purse up.
Why is that?
Hold that for me.
Me?
Oh.
Mug it.
Ooh, this is a
Is
big
this 'cause it's
DM
my
die.
family?
Roll it. See how much you can fuck him over.
3.
So what are y'all doing?
We're drinking on the boat.
We're drinking some
I'm
wine.
going to have
We're
a conversation
drinking
with
wine and trying to get Deary drunk enough that she just falls asleep.
I don't
completely.
imagine that takes much at this point.
Yeah.
Like halfway through a cup and then.
And once she's passed out, Philippe is going to take out a piece of paper, write on it, it's wrong to lie, fold it, and then put it on her nightstand with the platinum piece on top of it.
Technically, she didn't lie.
But she did
Technically,
encourage it.
he's simply stating a fact.
She encouraged omission.
He's also not accusing you of lying, he's simply saying it's wrong to lie.
When Deary falls, while he
12
catches
con check.
her wine goblet, just goes.
I fall asleep in a chair.
Now he's just double fisting wine
Oh, I
goblets.
just fall asleep in a chair.
Mm.
Yeah.
You go to see Tilton.
You don't get fit chased and like face plant.
You find him in his
12
captain's
isn't
quarters,
that
smoking one of his cigarillos, looking at some chart.
Tilpa.
Toff, how are you?
Troubled but curious.
As most young dwarfs are.
How much history of Khandoon do you know?
I know everything.
Dwarven King.
There was one.
Name.
Nope.
No name?
Oh, I know the name. I'm not telling you.
Why?
You don't know the history of Khandoon well enough to ask these questions. Because when you ask these questions, people that don't want you to ask these questions will hear you asking these questions, and then they come to me, and I have to explain why one of my crew is asking questions that should not be asked.
Well, then you won't like what I have to say next.
I'm beginning to get that impression from you in general, Toft.
At the ball, unbeknownst to me.
At the ball.
Pardon?
The costume ball.
The costume ball.
Unbeknownst to you. You've been?
No.
This top not knowing words.
I'm having a lot of issues with my addiction. Be patient with me if you do.
What? What are you saying?
Okay. I went to the cosmetarium. I wanted to impress the nobility as a poor kid from Khandoon. I paid 50 platinum
What?
to be a dwarven king.
Oh.
I then learned from a commoner that there actually was a dwarven king. Now,
Dude, you're gonna get lynched.
That's very bad.
Yes.
Like,
if I'm
As someone in real life who could get lynched, you're gonna get lynched.
yeah, like, if there's like a fucking, like, black bag society keeping people from talking about a Dwarven King and you show up at their Hyde party like, what up, I'm a Dwarven King, you're gonna get black bagged!
That is
Yeah.
bold.
Yeah!
Too bad
Do
you
it.
were there to tell him this.
And Ellie, I'm not trying to be a dwarven king. I'm trying to be the dwarven king.
Ooh, I like it. I'm down. Let's go.
So,
The Nightwalker's on your side.
I'm going as a dwarven king, and if I'm going to play this part right, to make a statement,
show up and start
I need to know my part. I need at least his name and one thing about him. I will even just take the name.
I'm going to tell you this. But you have to do this when you go to this ball. You have to make them think that you are not trying to insult them. You have to make them think that you have thought the one thing no one would dare do as a costume because you are from a place of originality. If you go and march in there and proclaim yourself the king, they will probably kill you on sight.
That was not my intention.
And there will not be enough of the refugees there to stop it.
I have no intention of hurting.
The name you seek is Vargot.
Anything else besides Vargot?
Vargot Old. ULD. That is all I will tell you. No more. I'm sure we're already doomed.
Well, thanks. I shall probably refer.
I will survive, and everything you have will be mine.
All things are Tilpa's in the end.
All things are.
I think that will do me just fine. Yeah. Yes.
Roll a perception check.
Not the right.
Dope. A natural 20.
You are pretty sure, right after Topa says, I'm pretty sure we're all doomed, you hear a high-pitched ding! It's a ringing, a ding, almost like a really high-frequency gong.
Tilpa, did you hear that?
No. What are you talking about?
There was just a high-pitched ringing as soon as you said we are all doomed. Toph's gonna walk onto the deck of the ship.
I don't think we should be talking about this anymore.
To the deck of the ship. I go.
Good luck, King.
I may need lots of
And as you walk out, you hear him after you. The giraffe probably would have been funnier.
It was my first idea.
So you're all drinking on the boat. You went to a jewelry shop.
Yep.
After about an hour of wandering, you find one. No issue. You enter. A very bookish-looking human proprietor. Got his little spectacles on and a jewelry magnifying glass, and he's looking at a small piece set in a stone set, a small setting, with his whole magnification system up. As you walk in, he just kind of glances up, nods to you, and kind of goes back to tweaking the setting.
Walk up to the counter, give a polite nod.
Hero. Rare we get gladiatorial combaters. They tend to spend their money on
Booze, wine, women,
physical
that kind of
pleasures.
thing. Yeah. I like jewels.
You've come to the right place.
I feel that might be correct. And I'm acquiring a very unique costume for the ball and am in need of some jewelry to complement it.
Like what?
I was thinking opal.
Opals are easy to have.
Some opals on chains, maybe when he gestures to his horns.
Draped throughout. Are your horns black?
They're like bluish gray.
Silver chains. Opals dangling off at strategic points.
That would be lovely.
And he gestures to a display case off on the right. Indeed, there are multiple opals. It all depends on what you want to spend, friend. It takes me a few hours to do such a setting. It's not complex work. But the materials you're requesting, they're opals. What's your budget?
What could you do for, say, 10 platinum?
100?
100 gold, roughly, yeah.
He holds up about four. Well, he holds up one opal. It's about that size. 4 per horn.
I will need at least twice that.
Well, then you'll need 20 platinum.
Deposits onto the counter.
End of day today. I don't have any other pressing orders. I can set to it. The setting is simple. Though I wouldn't go into combat with such a thing.
Oh, of course not.
I would.
He just sort of stares into a middle distance for a while. Something deep in the back of his head, somewhere in his deep subconscious, next to Steve, something in his brain says, we're probably going to get into a fight at this ball. And he dismisses it.
Just
See you at the end of the day. Have a grand lunch. Take a walk by the sea. By the time you're back, we'll make you sparkling.
Thank you very much, sir.
bars.
As you walk out the door, give me a reflex check.
Awesome. 2.
As you step outside, you hear a twang, and your feet are ripped out from underneath you, and you go upside down, hanging from your feet. And from a couple different positions, approach men.
Hello, sirs.
Oh, look! It's a refugee, all on his lonesome. These men have knives, long ones, and they have a net, and they're approaching you.
You've made a mistake.
Oh no, we have not. You, being alone, have made a mistake.
No. Because I'm the one you should fear. I cast Hunger of Hadar.
Okay. What's the radius?
20-foot radius.
Jesus
From you?
Christ.
Just on whatever sort of... whatever circle I could catch them all in.
That would catch them all.
Cool. I rip open a hole in space-time and let through the many tentacles and mouths and teeth of the great hungering Hadar.
Roll. Is there a save?
Yep.
I'll roll for all of them. What's the save?
Any creature that starts in this area takes 2d6. At the end of its turn, if it's still in the area, it must make a dex save or take another 2d6 acid damage. The space is difficult terrain, and no light is available within.
Give me the damage roll. There's
Did you
4
guys
of them.
just send these motherfuckers to the
Shadow Realm.
There's 4 of them.
Shadow Realm.
There's 4 of them, and they're all in the range of it.
Shadow Realm.
So that's 10 cold and 4 acid. At
14.
It's only
Right.
the acid if they end their turn in it.
Yeah, if they end their turn there, they take another 4 acid.
So it's total of 10 right now.
Yeah, to all of them.
So they're all bloody.
Fuck yeah. Let's go.
And blinded.
Yep.
They're all fucking
And
terrified.
it's black, right?
Yep.
No
darkness.
light can illuminate the area.
It is also filled with a horrible slurping noise as milky white tentacles slap against them.
I like that it's not like milky white tentacles tear apart. It's like
Ooh, it's so cold!
It's the acid that really does it.
2 of them try and get out and fall down. One manages to take his full movement out and gets out. They have to make a save as he exits, right?
Yeah.
And one of them is just frozen in fear and doesn't move.
Standing still.
Terrified. The one's just terrified. 2 of them try to struggle and get out, and they just fall down. It'd be a difficult terrain. And one gets out, but he has a dex save for the acid. 13.
That fails.
Takes acid damage.
9.
He looks like, as he crawls away, probably won't survive unless he gets some attention. But he is crawling out and away from the combat.
Insects.
At the one crawling away.
Yeah.
All
Fuck
right.
him.
Make an attack roll.
He has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 12.
That does not do it. So that's another 2d6 poison.
God.
8.
Your insects devour him.
It was at this point that these men realized
They fucked
they
up.
made a mistake.
I've got an idea. You know that guy who killed like that super big thing in the gladiatorial arena? Let's go and mug him.
Because we're muggers!
Did that man kill a giant
Are you
scorpion?
listening to yourself? Stop doing meth!
We got a net.
And knives.
And we're muggers!
And knives.
As these people are talking, you just see Carl and John in the corner like,
No.
Nah, not this time, guys. Gotta sit that one out.
Red Bull.
Next
Sub
round,
wrap.
obviously, they're still in it. One's frozen in fear, the other 2 have fallen to the ground. They take their action to get up.
But 2d6 at the start of their turn.
Yeah,
so-
they all take 8 damage at the start of their turn.
They're all on death's door. But let's see if they can get
I
out.
let the void consume them.
Oh.
Nope. Nope.
Ooh. Oh god, what are the
They
civilians
don't
just
make
walk in
it
and they
to
go,
the
oh! And
In today's news, local superstar of the refugees
Murders 3 men!
sends 3 men to the Shadow Realm.
Shadow Well.
One of them died of acid
Do you do
damage.
anything for your turn? You're still hanging upside down. The blood's beginning to rush into your head. You see the jeweler kind of peek out and just go like, nope.
No, wait, no! Please. Shit.
He just saw this black thing screaming in death and eating man from inside. He's like, oh no. Oh no, no.
I'll just sort of snap my fingers and end the horrible black sphere of death now that all the men inside are...
So you see 3 men, they're basically just kind of crawling away in different directions. They each have, they're on death's door. And you're still upside down.
pull out a knife and start trying to do crunches.
Give me an acrobatics.
You can at least climb up the net.
That's a 16 actually.
That'll do it.
Cut myself down and just fall to the ground. Oh.
Give me a d4.
Take more damage from take 3 damage.
3 falling damage.
Falling on my ass more than these assholes did.
Yep.
Oh, they didn't do anything.
Just dust myself off.
And you just, one's like, the one that was terrified in place, he's just curled up into a ball, and he's just like in an infantile kind of. The other is just like, sorry, we were paid, we didn't know.
I slam my walking stick into one of their temples.
Roll damage, automatic hit.
Do you do it like a baseball bat or like a fucking fuck you?
Oh no, baseball bat swing.
Oh my god!
He's dead. He's
This is
super
the
dead.
side of you we don't see. 2.
Dead. Crushed his skull.
I'm actually kind of proud of him.
Walk
What?
over to the other one.
Please, sir, we were paid, we didn't mean anything.
I pick up my cat and I hold it up. Talk.
Oh god, what is that?
Who paid you?
We were told one of the refugees with a lot of money would be coming up this way, so we waited. Let you
Who?
in. They're gonna kill me if I tell you.
And I'm going to introduce you to my god.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a god now.
Or whatever the fuck he is.
He works in the harbor office. I don't know his name. He comes and sees us sometime. That's all I know. That's all I know. Now, you said you wouldn't kill me.
I'm gonna put my slug in his head.
Okay. Oh God! What are you doing?
What's he look like?
And you get a image in your mind of a tall, wispy man, a human, probably in his 60s, bald. He's got a monocle, very Colonel Clink looking kind of demeanor to him. Very studious. You see him behind a desk, and he seems to be keeping books.
How much did he pay you?
He gave us each 10 coins to bring you to him.
Where did he ask you to bring me?
We were supposed to bring you back to a warehouse down in the docks, and that's all he told us. And we get 10 more coins if we brought you back, and it had to be alive.
I see.
Now, you're gonna let me go, right? Because you said if I told you you'd let me go, and I was only doing what I was
I
told.
cast Arms of Hadar.
My boy.
Just horrible black tentacles crush his skull.
Ugh. You just hear a willowing scream as his skull is just smushed in like a grape from all sides.
My boy.
What is my party?
Oh, neutral evil. Hi.
I'm chaotic neutral. I do what I want.
One left.
Neutral good.
He is just crawling, like, he's so wounded he can't get away, but he's like kind of on his forearms trying to get away from this machine of horrid death.
I'll walk up to him, grab him by the back of the collar and just drag him over to the side of the dock and just throw him in the water.
Okay. He flounders and sinks, presumably deep down. Now you see the jewelry merchant stick his head out the window. Are you alright? I'm terribly sorry. That usually doesn't happen to our customers when they exit the building. It's not that bad of a neighborhood. I don't know why there was no guards here. There's usually guards on the street.
Mm. I don't expect.
I'll be
No,
back at the end of the day.
I don't want to sound insulting, and you're capable, obviously, but maybe not alone.
Yeah, no, definitely. That doesn't seem to be. Yeah. Come on, Mr. Fluffy Bottoms.
We'll be well ready by the time you get here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for not making that thing go in my shop.
No problem. You have a lovely day. And Thorin's going to hastily walk back to the ship.
Alright.
Look, all I'm saying is, there's no reason why someone should have to pay taxes for something that you are not going to have forever.
Pay taxes, pay taxes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the church is already exempt. I don't see why you're
That's
caring
the
so much about such a small triviality.
You guys have to be so loud.
Oh, wait.
Indira is trying to sleep, but you two are making it very hard despite her depraved state. Sorry.
Thorn comes
Did
walking
the
back into all this.
Hey, Dar.
I was gonna
Over
say
there?
way back before
Sorry,
all
go
that
ahead.
started. Dagan was very lightly drinking and working on his project.
Which project? It's
Well-
been a couple of months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's trying to make rolled steel from the sword blanks that he had, and
Yeah.
he's designing the mechanism for the crossbow he wants to make.
Okay.
He was doing this earlier, and he had done rough drafts. Up
Now
to
you're
now.
actually doing it.
Well, he's putting like formal like plans to it.
Okay.
Because he already talked to Toss blacksmiths, and they said they could roll steel.
Okay.
I have a question. Exactly what all do you want from the merchants?
Oh, so much.
I just want to shop.
You just want to shop.
Thorin's just going to walk up,
Do you
Maybe
know?
maybe a couple shops, but
take the glass of wine out of your hand.
Out of my hand?
Yeah, just.
Just the claws come out, just crack down into the glass like.
He's just Philippe is just gonna take a cup, pour you some.
welcome to the party circle.
Off the ship. Someone's trying
What-
to
what?
kill us.
Kill us?
People trying to kill me.
Well,
Always people trying to kill me.
Someone's
Go back to
trying to
sleep.
specifically abduct us.
Oh, that's different than kill.
that's a little worse for some reason.
All right.
Depends.
How did you find out about this?
I went to the jewelry store to try, buy some jewelry. And upon exiting the building, they put like a rope trap by the front door.
I got in the rope.
Yeah, I got caught in a rope trap.
The kind you use to catch bunnies with?
Yeah.
All the way up, one leg.
Okay.
Daryl laughs and then goes, "Ow."
And then
This
four
is-
men
this is
while
not
out in the
laughing
shadows,
matter.
and then I opened a void between the stars and introduced them to a being I only know as Hadar. And now they're dead.
I'm gonna
Wait,
do that.
you're dead now?
Very.
You murdered,
You murdered, like-
3 men?
No.
It's not murder. It's self-defense.
4.
It is still murder in self-defense, it was.
The murder is still a part. Either way, that's traumatizing. Who is trying to abduct us?
A strange wispy man who wears a monocle and keeps a book at the harbor's office. He was going to have them drag me to a warehouse down by the
Oh,
docks.
well, we have something to do. Everyone, finish your drinks. We're going
Yep.
for a night out.
Oh god.
India,
Woo!
you have some time to nap.
Philippe's gonna
Very
go over to a
much
wash
like to know
basin
why
and
he
just
wants to
splash
see
cold
us.
water in his face.
The party is not tonight, is it?
No, it's
No,
not
it's in
3
like
days.
3 days.
What was
2
it?
3 days.
We should go find this factory. This warehouse.
It's about 2 p.m. right now. So you guys,
Who was he? I know was
In
he?
theory, while we're gone, Tom's gonna take a glass and fill it with water and just put it right next to it. Drink that one.
I can't drink any more vodka.
It's water.
Yes, in theory, you need water.
Our Constitution can't take.
Healing without the work. Drink the water.
Fuck that. I'm fine now.
You should just restoration yourself.
Not cast cure wounds.
Fair.
All right.
It was it. Before we head out, Thorn, can you tell us anything about this warehouse?
Tell him everything I learned about the warehouse from that man's
all that you know
poor,
is that it's
wretched
a
mind.
warehouse in the docks. The man was terrified.
Yeah. He wasn't thinking too straight, but I have a rough idea of where the warehouse
It's in the
is.
same vicinity of your ship because the ship's in the warehouses. But which one and where?
All right.
They tend to all literally look the same.
Well,
Alright,
they wouldn't put one on a main street.
Well,
We do.
you know the location of it, yes?
Did you kill him before you got the location of the area?
He wasn't very lucid.
We do know a man who seemingly knows everything about God. We could just ask.
Hey,
him.
Tilpa!
There you go.
Yes.
Don't worry, we'll teach you later. He's walking. He'll
He's
get there.
working at his desk again.
I'm proud of you.
What
Good
is it?
After you.
People
Why
are trying
are-
to eat Thorn.
To eat Thorn?
Yeah,
We don't know if they're trying to eat
They got him
him.
in a bunny trap.
Do you taste
Yeah.
good?
They tried to
I imagine
kidnap
it's
him,
Sonic.
not eat
Be a
him.
word.
I would rather not have the thoughts of the nobles right now. Can we please just?
Like, and what his face went.
That is a thing.
Tupa, there's a wispy man, wears a monocle, works at the harbor. Well, for the harbor master, we assume. He keeps books?
I would put a slug in his brain and show him
Javon
the image.
I'm sorry,
Describe
Thorn.
Javon there.
Sean Van Dare.
He is the bookkeeper in the harbor master's office.
Did you actually put the plug in his brain?
You think this man was after you?
We know by Thorn's logic.
Yes.
That was apparently the description given to him by his assailants before they passed off this mortal coil.
They put
So
him
you
in
don't have
contracts
any
and
of
killed
these
Makes
kidnapped.
sense.
They are seemingly all, how would you say, disposed.
So what is it you propose to do?
I'd very much like to have a pleasant conversation with him on my own terms.
So let me see if I understand. You want to go interrogate the most powerful person in the city of Kundun's bookkeeper because you think some hired hands have given you some reliable information and therefore you must act. Is that am I correct in your thinking?
Side question. Or we could just be going to spring the trap to see exactly who shows up.
Well, the trap was already sprung. This is the meeting point.
Yes, but I mean, we go to the meeting point to see who shows up.
When are they meeting?
I imagine they were to drag me there rather immediately.
Both taste.
How long could they keep a tied up sorcerer?
Apparently not at all.
No. They tried a net.
Did
Who uses a net?
Did they beg for their lives? Did they? What?
Fuck 'em. Either way.
Yeah,
There's
I want
just
all
you
the
just look at
details.
Thorn, his blank yellow eyes, and there's a strange blackish shape that just sort of runs back behind them.
Oh, my dog, you have mercy. Alright, I would rather not know. Let's not.
I think you need to use this as what it is. I will not stop you. You are free. You have earned your right to make your way.
I will
But
say.
I will say it's unwise to poke that hornet's nest just now.
I will.
If that's what you tend to do.
I will agree with Tilpa. That is the bookkeeper of the harbor master, the ever so present owner of Khandoon.
The interesting man.
The interesting man. Let's not poke that hornet's nest.
Now, side note, like I said, if we go to the meeting and we don't kill everyone who's there,
You're going to meet with several guild heads within the next 24 hours.
we should probably be. more
But
circumstantial.
you want to go and accuse Javondir of trying to kidnap you
No,
without any live person to prove it happened.
that would be a terrible idea.
Allow me to play, I suppose, devil's advocate for a moment.
What?
We already have made a statement, and that is that they can't simply send thugs after us.
You did say that you took care of them, correctly?
Yeah.
Next.
I have been at this game a long time. To act rashly once you become a player in the game usually leads to you no longer being in the game at all. But I again will not stop you from doing what you want to do. What did this warehouse look like? I can probably tell you where it is exactly.
I tell him what the warehouse looks like.
You go to the end of our pier. You go 2 blocks. The warehouse you're looking for a large rusted door. It is not used much. It seems logical a place you might want to have a clandestine meeting.
So,
But
Tilpa.
Javondir, if he is acting, if this is truly Javondir's word, the harbor master wanted to have a conversation with you. And I tell you again, do not poke that hornet's nest just yet, because he will crush you out of existence. And I can do nothing about it.
I would
I just
say
want to talk to him,
I
though.
would say we shouldn't
Ask him.
poke that hornet's nest before we have what we want. The meetings.
If he decides, all your meetings disappear.
Who's poking what? I just want to talk to
I-
the harbor master. He's so cool.
If we go to this meeting, we will still be under the
tried to
harbor
hack
master's
the-
thumb. So, we should go ahead and have our meetings, eat our cake,
Go to our party.
build our influence, and then we can establish a meeting with him.
If
Once
it's the
the
harbor
other
master.
powers in the city are already invested in us, they will be less inclined to toss us aside.
He is smart. Right now, you are simply gladiators. And on my crew, which probably means more. But
As long as I still get
Now,
to my party,
no
I'm
one
happy.
should go anywhere alone.
All of this we are agreed.
Did
that is
anyone
wise.
witness these self-defense encounters?
Oh, shit.
That's
The jeweler.
That's fine. Thorn, you've sent enough of a message. You heard that the harbor master wanted to speak with you, and you politely declined by killing his messengers.
Dang it.
That's enough of a message to give to somebody like that.
your man has the way of it.
To be fair, if someone's trying to use a kidnapping as a way to establish
He
talks,
may have
instead of-
actually just wanted to talk to you.
Who would kidnap someone to ask them to
Not a
talk? You
polite
just
way to do it.
say, "Hey,
That's how
we would
you
like to
show
meet you."
force and power.
Yeah, you kill the messenger,
It's
and then
like
they don't have
how
power
a
anymore.
dog mounts a dog not because he wants to have sex with the dog, but because he wants that dog to know he is the boss.
And
This is what has been tried to be done to you, and you have turned it around, which is not a bad
You bit
we
his
have
balls.
no, we did not bite him. If we bit him, we would all be dead.
Something bit.
We have bared our teeth, and we should leave it at that.
You get into such interesting problems.
It was a lot simpler when we were on the prison ship.
I
Not
scared
really,
them
no.
with Mr. Fluffy Bottoms. That was
It's
fun.
like
It is an odd cat.
it's not a cat.
Speaking of problems, hypothetical question.
Yep.
I think I'm using that word correctly. Is anyone here either really good at persuasion while they're not high?
What did you do with the dead man?
3 party members raise their hand.
And good at maybe lockpicking?
The dead man? One's in the water. So one body's on
Just keep his hand up like.
You left 3 bodies in the street.
I'm very bad at this.
Well,
I'm not a killer!
were there any?
I'm not supposed to be
Were there any
anyway.
Don't worry, we'll
guards?
get you better later.
No.
guards?
There were surprisingly none.
Yeah, that should tell you something.
It doesn't matter. They'll be assumed that they were just. It happens in Kandu. People die. Sometimes this city is incredibly rough.
So, as I was saying,
There was nothing that, besides this jeweler who you were doing business with, whose mouth stayed shut, I'm sure, There's nothing that ties you to these dead men.
Nope.
Well, your message has been sent.
Look, I'm sure we'll be fine as long as nobody else does anything to make any sort of higher up people look at us suspiciously. Nobody go ask any weird questions. Nobody go down any strange avenues. We just stay completely on the up and up. Nobody address anything weird from now on.
So as I was saying, I need somebody to help me break into a religious building.
I'll help.
Which religion?
That's a good question.
Philippe,
What? What?
Yes.
when you say it's your religion, Philippe lets go of his sword.
I wouldn't do that to you. Much respect.
Ours? Why?
Tilba, can I have this conversation here, or should I leave you out of this?
If you break into your own
Do
religion,
any
I
of
feel
you
like
know how
lose
to
all of
make
your
a space safe for talking?
I didn't even hear the first part I just heard.
No.
Jerry said, if you break into your
I
own religion,
can-
aren't you gonna like lose all of your?
I can know if someone is using mystical means to listen in on us, but
That will work. Do that.
give me about 10 minutes. And I'm going
When
to
he's
ritual
done-
cast detect magic.
And when he is done, if he does not detect any listening, then you can have it here. Otherwise, you get off my boat.
I'm just gonna sit down in the corner and just wait for 10 minutes.
Alright. Unless anyone else has anything different, then the ritual casting of detect magic goes off.
Tilbo just looking
I
back.
could
going,
cast Tiny Hut if we really want to be super secret about it.
Well,
but-
we can see if there's any magic around and then decide
Cereal.
about
Right,
Tiny's
I'm gonna
head.
read
Yeah.
Tiny Hut really fast.
Or something.
I'm a few things, and I'm not sure I like any of them.
You need not to leave bodies if you kill someone. You need to learn this lesson now.
I'll show him how it works later.
Take
It's
that
fine.
to heart.
If you open some horrible portal to some horrible place, kick the body in when you're done.
Take the money first, though.
I didn't think about that.
You have so much to learn.
I don't know if that's. I mean, granted, I did that a lot, but
Make it safe.
Has the 10 minutes elapsed?
Yeah.
Well, detect magic is up. So,
The only magic you detect is off of everyone in the room.
Everyone, huh?
I'm sure everyone here has some form of magic thing on them in some way, shape, or form.
I'm just magic as fuck.
The only magic in this room is carried by ourselves.
This is your show.
If we really don't want anybody to hear us, I have learned a fancy new party trick that nobody can cast any spells on us while we're in here. Nobody can listen through any sort of magical means. Pretty much nothing inside that bubble can get out of the bubble, and nothing outside the bubble can get into the bubble unless I decide so.
would you mind?
Yeah.
That
so
is better than that. That is good. That is better.
Well, now we also know no one is listening in.
How long's it gonna
Yeah.
take?
10 minutes.
Alright. Top's gonna sit in the corner and wait for 10 minutes.
Alright, Darius just gonna start humming a tune that's gonna grow in tempo and volume until she's singing a full song, and her words are literally going to form a dome around you guys that from the outside looks like pale sky blue on the deck of the ship, so anybody looking from the harbor, it'll blend in. And we can all see out of it as if it was transparent from the inside.
As you're doing that, Philippe is going to fill a mug with wine and hand it to Top.
Gonna hand it to Tyr. Alright. I don't.
Cleric.
I don't drink.
Toft has some things he probably wants to say to you.
So, when I say break into a religious building, I not only mean it, but, for those that were with me, you know this. For those that don't, I'll explain. I went to the Cosmetarium, spent 50 platinum.
Wait, Cosmetarium or Costumarium?
Fuck.
So
We know what he's talking about.
No, I'd still like to see his reaction.
I'm learning, okay?
Give the poor man some time.
Never.
Went to the big illusion shop. Wanted something that will impress the nobles. Make a good statement, get them in my favor. Just want a blacksmith shop. May have come about of something a little more important than that by accident. Wanted to do something original. Was like, hey, my people have been shit on my entire life. We're poor, we're scavengers, we're beggars, we're thieves. Why not a dwarven king? That sounds like fun. She was like, I've never heard of that before. Let's do it.
I thought Kundun wasn't really big on royalty.
It's a costume party.
That's fair.
They're not in the slightest are they big on royalty. They're big on titles and peerage. The actual royalty,
It was on the paintings. People go as royalty. I thought, you know what? It's original. Why not? Did some research. There was a dwarven king.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Hey.
Kundun was a dwarven kingdom, and now it's not.
I do not know if it was a dwarven kingdom. All I know is that there was a dwarven king that was a, quote, failed experiment, and I know his name.
I mean, if you're
Do
the
you know
king,
anything about this, Tilpa?
He's the one who told me.
of course, Tilpa knows.
Can you tell us more?
Why do you want to know these?
Because he's gonna
This
get us all
history,
killed.
this history is ancient. Ancient history.
A better question. Why will you not tell us?
Is there a king in Kundun?
I think it's something rather
Is
bad.
there a remnants of a king? Do you see a statue of a king? Do you see a palace of a king? Do you see a king's guard?
Yes.
Do you see anything that resembles a king?
Yes. They just call him a harbor master.
He is not the king.
Well, his palace of his nightclub would say otherwise. His flock of endless guards would also agree to differ. His unbelievably fashionable adornments.
You're
Tilpa,
missing
what's-
my point.
Tilpa, what stands above the harbor master here?
This is not a matter of power. In the same way that an archdeacon
The
is
harbor
not a
master
king.
is the foremost formalized power in the city. There's a reason that you don't see anything that resembles a king named King, the way you remember the fairy tales. You're talking ancient history. The dwarves you met, their people, before their people were there, are the ones that had a king.
The same king?
That's ancient history. I say I know everything. I don't know everything.
oh shit, Tilpa just admitted something.
Thousands of years ago, long before any of us were even a thought of a notion in someone's loins, 20 generations ago for some.
I want more information to not only boost my performance, because that's been described by I think everybody here, to actually make this illusion work, you gotta be it. Need more information?
You're gonna go be Vergot old, the king.
And I think, I do not think this is going to go well. I think it also might help me make a statement.
What statement is that?
Respect the dwarves.
To all three of you.
There's more of us in the city than you might seem.
What kind of statement are you going to be making if you don't even know what kind of king he was?
He could have been a tyrant.
That's why I'm
I
trying
don't have no
to...
problem
Maybe
with
why
it,
he
but-
wants to get into the archive.
don't wanna
I
make a
understand
mistake.
that.
And my people in my church denounced me of doing any research in their facility.
They didn't denounce me.
You're more than welcome to have a try. However, I will let you know as soon as you mention any semblance of a king, they will shout you away.
Question.
Well,
with my new position
we could
in
just
my
go in
church,
without asking.
what
We could.
avenues of research are opened up to me?
Each church has its own archives. It has its own history.
And
The history is going to be colored by the way they worship and their deities, of course. But the churches have been around for as long as anyone can remember. Their archives are pretty extensive.
All right, but based on my knowledge of my church, with my new position as I was,
You would have access
I
to
do
the
get it.
archives as the same as he would in his church. And you'd be able to go and request things and look for things,
Dude, get
just
a
like
giant.
you would. You went from being a layperson to a brother, basically.
Gotcha.
And if you were requesting something specific to your new duties, you would probably get much further than just going in with general questions.
Okay.
I've already paid the money. I just want to know if I have the ability to do something bigger than myself. That's all.
Okay.
So, out of character, just want to point out, you've got one character going as a high king of the dwarves, And another character showing up as a high priestess of the ancient elven people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just want to make sure I got all that.
I'm going as me.
Just
I'm gonna be a mariachi.
Oh,
I'm
We
just
can
gonna be
dance
pretty.
and make merry at their hangings.
I want to be a Darabochi. Darabochi.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, Nightwalker.
So, who has the drive? I understand if you don't.
I
Ability to
cannot
help.
sanction you breaking into an archive of any church.
Ah.
So if you get caught, there's nothing I can do. If you were to go to the harbor master and you were to take Javandir, I would have some avenues to pursue. But when it comes to the churches, you break in their buildings, I will sing a song to you.
I'm down. Fuck the church.
Wait.
Oh, jeez.
I think I have an angle, as it's called. With my new position, certain avenues of research would be more easily open to me in the archives of my church. And if this king was of these dwarven people in these ancient elven ruins, well, there were a good number of undead there that it might be nice to get some research done on.
It's true.
If you do pursue that, just know that you arouse the suspicion of the refugees as a whole. We have one and possibly two people delving into the same topics. We can always pass it off as for another reason, but I just want you to know that there may be some suspicion.
You guys need to stop doing illegal shit. Just do drugs like me.
Indeed.
That's stupid.
Well,
You went to buy jewelry.
I simply don't mention what I'm searching for, and I find it through references to references. I can start by researching the ancient city and possibly what that obelisk... Was it an obelisk or was it a statue? It's
It
been
was
like
a
8
like a
months.
statue, like the eye of the.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of the jewelers,
Which-
I want to go when you go next back.
Okay.
I would like to
Yeah.
know more about that.
Son of Black Pearl.
Will fully present to you any and all services I am capable of rendering, but upon the acquisition of your shop, I would like to have some work done.
Easy.
I'll go because it sounds fun.
Just to make this clear, I will see if I can get any research done. I will do no assistance with breaking into your church. I do not
feel
want to
that's
cause
bit
a
over-
schism between our two.
Zealous.
Yes.
Headline reads: Church of Mortis caught breaking into Church of Life's archives.
Side note:
Bad luck.
if I do get caught, I'm just going to say I was doing research for myself because I'm still a practicing member of the church.
How long will it take you to find information?
I don't even know if there's any information in the archives. But I can leave today. Who wants to come to the Church of Mortis so I do not get spirited away by dim-witted mercenaries?
We
have to
allow
case
church
the door.
Durwazi
You do have to
towards
case
the
it.
Mortis.
You can come into the foyer.
You should take Thorn, they would enjoy him.
That seems like a terrible idea.
Steve doesn't like the sound of church. We're going.
Oh,
All right then.
That was a joke, but very well. That's going to be
I
good.
will also accompany you, seeing as it's my journey.
Indira, would you like to go with me and Awazi?
Where are you going to a church?
We are
We're
going
going
to
to
church.
case a church.
Ah, yes, that one. I'd much rather that one.
No, we're breaking into that church.
No?
No.
Nope, you already
Why
started
not?
this. We're on this journey now.
Ask.
That's a good point.
Ask.
Look, Tough, when you start a project, you need to see it through to the end.
And we have so many
That's
different
great,
avenues
but that
to
project should not lead
success.
us to our hanging.
We won't
If you die, you die. Life is only so long.
Okay,
Tough,
look.
if
first
I
of
may,
Sometimes
Yes.
it's very short.
Yeah.
your
See,
church
Chilpa knows.
has
And if you die, all the
fantastic
stuff goes to a good
architecture.
cause anyway, so
And I'm
it's
sure
fine.
that your friends, who are new to the city, would love to see the architecture of the Grand Cathedral and all things within, yes?
My thing is, a life isn't worth living unless you do shit that's actually livable.
Why are you with this church?
You?
Because everything about life is to have it be lived. Everything.
I'm all for doing anything against the churches because churches just shit
Tough.
people out of their money.
Go
they
with
take
them.
for all they're worth, and then they fucking do nothing to help anybody.
That I disagree with, but still.
Top's gonna
wounds
take
me,
a minute and finally
Judy.
just look around the room at his party.
Tough.
Pick up the wine bottle, uncork it, just take a sip.
Hey, he's drinking now. He'll get that eventually.
See, he's learning.
Let's go break into a church.
Do not break into it. Case it first. If I can get the information needed, you won't even need
We're not
to
going to
break.
break in yet. We're simply going to look at the place and see what,
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Is this what it's like commanding the entire crew?
We're studying the architecture of the
Times
Church of Life.
20.
That's
And I have
actually
to
very important.
present myself to the
And
church
if you
anyway
have more
because
than one
I'm
boat-
definitely a brother.
Ay.
And usually my crews are much rougher than this. They like to jump to the break-in and the entering without the casing.
Let's go case my church.
I thought you were going with them
Yeah,
to the Church of
you'll be
Mortis.
going with Philippe.
I
Philippe recommended that.
for multiple reasons. One, you're all a bit gung-ho. Two, as you said previously, it might look a bit strange if I bring the one asking questions to my information gathering search.
That's very
Well,
true.
that could
That makes sense.
validate his inquiry.
No.
You said
I have
you're-
an idea.
Oh, still, bro.
You belong to this church, and you belong to this church.
Eddie.
The demon is going with the priest of death.
Hey,
It's a joke. You're going, yeah?
Yes.
You two are taking these two to be converted to your faith.
We want to give them an idea of how it works. Oh, shut up. You just deal with it for a while. No
That is
breaking
good,
into
yes.
church.
See, now you have a reason for being there.
Yes.
You're bringing people to the faith.
We have to show you the way.
And
Make sure there's a dunking under the water. That's always good.
And as I mentioned before, even if conversions do not
Might
happen,
have to play the part.
it really is a nice church.
I swear to God, I'll fight both of you if you try and put me in any sort of water or fucking whatever your dumbass church was.
They both did it. Okay. For those of you listening,
Wazzy and Toph were flicking water into Deary.
I was looking wine.
Oh, I'm sweeping water. Just... Yeah.
oh, she's looking up stuff.
Spells.
Deary, it's not worth it.
It's totally worth it.
That's
Deary,
okay,
it's
Deary.
not worth it.
Totally worth it.
I'm gonna have it known. At no point did Philippe try and convert you.
Oh yeah, we're not trying to convert Derry either. But it's funny. And I'm experiencing life right now. And life is funny sometimes.
And I will soon be experiencing death with the way that you're making this all go. So
Bah. That's stupid.
Deary is gonna look at both of you and then like think about it and grab the neck of her fucking lute and then go,
Philippe is going to pour Deary another cup of wine.
I'll remember this. Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go.
I wish you much success. If you find anything valuable in there while you're looking around.
I'm a lot of things. I'm not going to steal from my own church. This is just what's up.
It was worth mentioning.
Yeah.
don't worry, Tuppa. One day, when the gods die, their stuff will be yours.
This is true.
Like half a team just stops and goes,
In the end, all things are
And
Tilpa's.
Lauren just sort of sits there and chews on a piece of bread.
Toph just looks up.
So how do you feel about the bones? Let's go.
I'm uncomfortable with the shape of mine.
Well, yours won't be on display.
Excellent.
not yet. Denise.
Alright, so let's do the Church of Mortis first.
Less people. Sure.
Yep.
I'm getting it.
Yep. Alright, gentlemen, you know your way. It doesn't take you any time at all. You know the
Yep.
direct route there.
Probably would have
The
been.
brothers at the gates of your church stop.
No. Toph is going with you guys because of reasons.
Right.
So, because of your status now in the church, as you approach, you're actually not even questioned, though they give Thorn some looks. But you make your way. I mean, your church has its own archival department. It's now probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Still somebody there, still an archivist.
Hello, brother.
Tristan,
Tristan.
archivist Tristan.
Archivist Tristan. I wanted to do some research on. It's a bit esoteric, but when I was on the island. Hold on a second. What was the name? It was the Gauntlet, right?
Alabis.
What?
Alabis.
Alabis, yeah. It's been so long. On the island of Alabis, where we found some sort of necromantic crystalline stuff. I wanted to see if you had any information, even tangentially, about such a thing.
Well, of course, with your dispensation, this is your area of expertise.
Yes.
The archives are at your disposal.
Thank you. Any idea what I should start looking?
And Thorn's just like looking at books. Are these in the Dewey Decimal?
Don't touch. You're not a church member. You can go with him, but don't touch. Sorry, I just slipped in a toe there. Tristan, please do not handle the books. The scrolls are ancient. Your hands will make them crumble.
Yes.
Philippe knows how to deal with it. There is a section on the gauntlet in the islands. That is where I think you will find any information we have on that area.
Thank you.
Though you've probably seen firsthand more than we know.
First hand, yes, but ancient records would be something I have no way of knowing.
Okay. And he brings you to a section, and this archive is pretty big. There's sections, entire sections just dedicated to listing the lives and deaths of people. More deaths are recorded. Mm-hmm. The section you're in is probably, it's only a shelf about the size of that cabinet behind Thorn.
All right.
But it's high to the roof, but it's that wide.
Okay, that's what, like 4 feet wide?
4 feet wide by probably 8 feet high.
Cool. Just for the listeners at home. All right.
Thorn will like sit down.
I assume there's like a spot where I can like pick up some gloves and.
There's a table, and you actually know the procedures. There are gloves you can put on so that you don't get any of your hand oils on these, and you begin to start the research through.
And Thorn will be sitting there at the table with them with just a blank book and pen and ink to write down anything important we find.
Give me an investigation check.
Yay. Okay, so with nat 20 on the dice,
Oh, shit.
that would be a 25. Let me see if I can't quite remember what my subclass lets me do. Can I? No, it's only if someone's lying to me. So yeah, 25.
Wow.
Damn.
With a 25, it takes you guys about an hour, but you come across one scroll that speaks of the ancient dwarven settlement upon what is now known as Beast Island. And in that time, it went by a different name. The island was called Khorldun, Khorl''Dunn.
Do you have that to write? No, I was talking to.
And indeed, it was a settlement of dwarves, and it was connected, at least the theory is, it was still connected to the mainland, either by maritime trade or subterranean trade, as it was still part of the city of Kundun.
All right. So I'm now going to take that tangential lead to give, legitimacy to me now looking into Kundun itself.
Okay.
Kind of the entire. You want me to roll again?
Oh yeah.
Nah, I figured.
And what was the name of that one more time?
Khorl''Dunn.
18.
18. You spend another 2 or 3 hours chasing down one lead to another. You learn a lot. You learn that there used to be, at one time, Kundun was actually a city full of dwarves and elves, and humans were the lesser species.
Ah. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh no.
And from the writings that you saw and the mural you saw, something happened to make a schism between the two races.
Okay. So they were together as one, then split.
They weren't as one race, they lived together.
That's what I meant. They lived together, whereas previously we thought that they were against each other from the start and then came together. Okay. Interesting. I don't suppose that I can find any references to the kings or anything about politics in those times?
Everything is pretty vague, and everything speaks more to deaths than life.
Yeah.
So you're kind of working backwards. You know, and it's very vague that in an age gone past, there was the dwarves and the elves were one under the banner of Kundun, and the humans were the minorities here.
I see.
And then it's a lot of the writings faded, and you get pieces here and there. And you basically piece together that something occurred that caused a schism between the dwarves and the elves, and then there was this civil war, for lack of a better explanation, between the two races. And then you saw some of that played out on the tableau that you found.
Yeah.
And now you're in a place where humans are the main race here, and dwarves are nearly gone, and elves are not to be seen. But as far as the political systems, you're looking at 2,000 to 3,000 year old history. There's just not a lot.
So,
Though you can theorize that if there was a kingdom of dwarves and elves, the dwarven king is not that far removed from believability as it is with. It would be unbelievable today if they were in a population. Just based on the population base, it makes more sense.
I think I have one more route to try and poke at this from.
Okay.
Based on what I'm reading about when the Civil War happened, I'm going to take that period of time and look into deaths of important members of the city from roughly that time to see if I can find any reference to who these people may have
This is
been.
going to be a really high roll.
I
You're looking
figured.
for a needle in a haystack.
Yeah. You don't have enough guidance, do you?
Wrong.
I know. I figured
What
I'd
is-
ask.
Thorn is
What is your modifier?
I have a +5.
Okay.
Thorn will
Shit.
assist if he can, but he's not allowed to touch the books.
You can assist, so you can have advantage on the
First roll. Ugh. Second roll. I'll take the 9, so that's a total of 14. Something tells me that ain't high enough.
You go down a lot of rabbit holes, and you think you get really close many times, and you don't have any definitive proof, but you have an intuition that there was probably a singular king at some point in history of this place, and that it may have been more of a state than a city at that point. It may have been a much bigger empire at that point.
Oh my
see.
god.
So it may not so much be a dwarven king as in a dwarven emperor, perhaps.
Hard
But-
to tell.
At this point, we're just theorizing.
You just know that it's probably at that point you're talking about much more of a city-state than just a city.
Well, and this feels like about as far as I'm going to get, because I don't want to just be rolling infinite.
Correct. You're now probably 4 hours, and Thorn has got a bazillion writings and scratches through, and then writings and scratches through.
Well, we couldn't find anything definitive, but if we do have to break in, this will definitely give them a starting point.
A date is always nice.
Yeah. It's probably closer to a
time.
100-year chunk, honestly.
Yeah, but still better.
You're thinking 3,000-ish.
3,000-ish years ago, so...
Better
than nothing.
You know, all of human history slash dwarvish
3,000
Slash
years is probably
Markish
most of
slash whatever the fuck
in
I
this,
am.
in this analog.
Yeah.
Your history is much longer, the dwarves' history is much longer, the elves' history is much longer. Humans' history is 3,000 years ago, they were kind of just getting started.
Humans forget shit a lot.
Well, I got what I needed. So, well, as close to I could. So I'll start putting away the books.
The archivist comes back. Brother Philippe,
Yes.
everything's successful.
As much as can be done with such ancient records.
The day draws close, I'll be shutting up soon.
I'm putting the things away now. I've got like 50 of those.
And he kind of looks at Thorn, kind of gives him a sideways look. He's just
He
like,
touched none of the books.
oh, he didn't burst into flame when he walked in, so I suppose he's alright.
I'm not a demon. And, well, maybe... Thorn shrugs at him, and then keeps packing up his notes.
Brother Philippe,
Yes.
on a side note, it was brought to our attention earlier today. 3 men died. 8 bodies were brought here from burial. Their wounds were troubling.
Thorn just slowly
Do you want
pushes
me
back.
to look into them?
No, but the rector may have work for you soon.
I will keep my schedule as clean as I can.
It doesn't appear to be the normal alley violence. Something bad occurred in this man.
Thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Don't you know? You never leave the bodies.
Look, if Philippe was there, he would have done the right thing with the bodies. He's been trained from multiple sources on what to do with the
Thorn
bodies.
was attacked in the street and wasn't thinking straight.
Philippe puts away the
Thorn killed those men.
Fair.
Yeah.
Philippe puts away the books carefully, removes the gloves, nods goodbye, and leaves the horrible abomination that is Thorn out of the church.
Thanks.
I'm saying that out of care.
Where? But thanks.
When you were in the church, the one thing that was hard to escape your eye, the walls, even into the archive, there were skulls. Skulls upon skulls upon skulls upon skulls.
They've got a motif. They're stuck with it. It's distracting and it's not super practical because the bone is really porous.
Well, it's a decoration. They're not. The walls aren't made of bone.
Are they?
There's a wall behind it.
There's a
Paris.
wall behind it, but the bones are stacked. It's
This
like
wall
this
is
is the wall, and then there's bones. I mean bones.
There's balls everywhere.
Balls there.
Ball bones.
Bones.
Like
But
like
it's,
the hip bone.
I mean, even for you, you're like, this is morbid.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Honestly, probably the weirdest thing about it is just all the people walking around not paying it any attention.
Yeah, no, it's you're in an extremely morbid place, and it's so normalized for everyone there. You're the weird one for thinking, "Hey, this is kind of fucked up."
It's like a goth club.
It's really. I mean, this is a big place. There's probably thousands of bodies used in the construction.
It's Paris.
Yeah, it's underground in Paris.
Or that one church, I can't remember which country it's in, but there
The
is,
Church of Death.
yeah, there's like a cathedral of bones in real life. I'll find a picture of it.
Cool. Let's go there.
Probably not cursed at all.
Yeah, we leave, and I'll head back to the ship with our notes.
As soon as we get our.
Resident.
Before we go back to the
Luke
ship,
Gets back.
before we go back to the ship, Thorin,
Yep,
are you hungry?
I could eat
What do you want to eat? It'll be my treat.
fish and chips.
Sure. Least I can do is you acting as my scribe for 4 hours.
Are you looking for an actual restaurant, or are you just going to a stand?
We're kind of sponsoring a place right now.
Yeah, if we can find our fish and chips guy, we'll
Well,
find him.
It's not easy to find your fish and chips guy, but it seems that his signage is proliferating on carts. And it's pretty easy to find a cart with the same signage.
He's franchising.
Is he franchised?
Yeah!
We need to pass out more salt. We need to
We
give
gave
him more
him too
salt.
much power.
No, we give him
And,
too much power.
For those of you listening, it's the Sedlic Ossuary. That's the weird bone church.
Where is it?
Look it up on your own. It is in the Czech Republic.
Of course it's in
Yeah,
It would
that
be.
makes sense.
Republic.
Yeah,
That
that's
adds up.
that's a lot of bones.
Apparently, it is located beneath the Cemetery Church of All Saints.
Wow.
But as we're heading to find fish and chips, either at our guy or apparently one of his many new franchises.
Correct.
That's
You
fun.
see probably half of the fish and chip vendors that you see now have his sign since the gladiatorial event.
Did he just like do really well and buy them all up?
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it right then.
So
He
you go
probably
look
bet
for
on
him, or
us.
you just go to whatever one you
Probably
see that
bet
has a sign?
Probably bet on us. Yeah.
Did we ever bet on us?
We did. No,
That's not
we
legal.
didn't bet on ourselves.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to. We were all in the fight.
We kind of did bet on ourselves by having all these favors in exchange for not dying.
Yeah. There's that.
So,
Tell me.
do you go to like look for that original fish and chip guy, or do you just find one of the franchisees?
We'll find one of the franchisees. I've got
Sure.
some of our salt.
Okay.
Gotta pass
So
that
you
more
get,
salt.
you go up to him, and this one's got a rather meek-looking man, swarthy skin. You know what that word means?
Mm-hmm. Such an asshole thing to do.
Just like staring at Parker. Buddy.
I thought I wasn't in the seat, so I have no idea what's going on. What's going on?
Don't worry about it.
Cool.
Just
Just a rib? Just you guys ribbing me?
Just
Yeah.
ignore them, and
Yeah.
they'll be forced to continue on.
Swarthy-looking skin.
What the fuck is swarthy?
Oh, yes!
Oh my god! You're going to hate yourself when you listen to this back.
Oh!
Keep that in. Just keep that in.
I am so glad that you're at least learning here at my table.
Oh.
Swarthy means to have a darker complexion. You think of
Just
an Arabic,
fall into my seat.
Saudi Arabian, Kuwait kind of Arabic darker complexion. It's not African American.
Golden bronze?
Yeah, it's just
Middle Eastern.
It's not quite African American. It can be like a
Egyptian, Middle Eastern.
yeah,
something
Egyptian,
like
Middle Eastern kind of colored skin.
I was thinking I have golden bronze complexion.
that.
So
We're swarthy.
a swarthy looking vendor at the fish and chip stand. You approach. He looks up. Refugees.
Yes, of course. My friend here felt that he fancied some fish and chips. So.
Of course.
Yeah.
One each.
How long do you have? All right, one each.
And he offers one. He goes, oh no, we've been told
No.
the refugees eat for free at our stand.
Well, thank you, my good sir. He's got to put down 3 coppers and a tip for your generous hospitality.
Thank you so much.
I plot some of our salt.
Is that the fable?
Would you like
Fable?
to try some?
Is that the word they're using?
Probably upsold it.
Do you have more?
It's
I
fine.
know my sales go up when we have it.
Fine as a salt.
I put down a vial of it, 10 gold.
He goes under it quickly. He goes and he kind of squirrels out a little bit. And he puts it out, sets it down. He scoops up the salt.
I heard a little bit about that.
And he's like, and he flips his board over, and it now says salted fish and chips. He's got like a little sign that flips back.
Oh my god.
And Philippe's going to look around for a nice place where they can be well within sight of the stall and lean against a wall and eat.
Okay.
Be
So-
noticeable.
You see him flip over the sign and says salted. Doesn't take about 10 minutes, and people start to line up.
Everybody like, quick, look conspicuous. Everybody starts muscle posing while eating their fish and chips.
And as long as you're gauging from while you're eating your meal that it's crowded for about as long as that salt lasts. And then you see him flip the salted sign back, and the crowd starts to diminish. Still has a steadier flow than some of the other carts, but it's like when you turn on the salted sign, it's like lighting the
Krispy Kreme,
the Krispy
like
Kreme.
fresh donuts.
Yeah, the fresh donut light. Man.
Man,
That thing used to get me.
weird.
Good
We have a thing. This
We have a thing.
okay.
Indeed, we do.
I really underestimated the salt. I won't
Salt
again.
version.
Why death? Of all of the things to worship, it seems. Why embrace the one thing that?
It is
Lots of
inevitable. There are no certainties in life aside from death and
Taxes.
politicians lying. And if no one was to worship it, then would we be sent to the right place? Would the rites be performed? Who would take our position to make sure that the dead are taken care of? But most importantly, I was born in the church, and it's what they taught me.
Oh. Yeah, that tracks a lot more.
I suppose another question, why not worship death?
Because the thing that lives in the back of your head gets really, really, really upset and gives you a really bad migraine when you start thinking about other gods or anything better about your life.
Most people don't have that.
That's fair.
If there's anything I can do to help with your feelings of migraines, let me know.
Holds up the fish and chips.
All right. I'll make sure that you are well stuffed with fried fish in the future.
All right. On to the Church of Life.
That's a good idea.
So you walk up. You guys aren't stealthy. You're not being clandestine.
No.
You've got two brothers of the Church of Life with two possible parishioners in tow.
Iwadi reaches into his actual, into his shirt and pulls out what looks like this glass, almost this glasswork symbol of the God of Life. Sort of it's made in almost like stained glass, blown into shape.
Okay.
That he has from home. And
Very
he's-
fancy. Very ornate compared to what Toth has.
Yeah, very, very, very much so. But he's from a tribe of artisans, it makes sense. But as he steps forward, he walks toward the front of the church with Prophet aside and his other guards.
There are attendants. I wouldn't call them guards. As you walk up, they're there to kind of greet people and bring them in. Toth knows them both.
No. I strode forward and said, excuse me. I am an adjutant of the church. I am actually here to present myself to the high priest and then make myself known to the people of the city. I say.
Brother Toft, you didn't tell us you were bringing a visitor from across the lake.
It's quite a surprise, but I think it'll be a good addition to the church.
Excellent. And parishioners? Converts?
We're working to help them see the way.
They have interest, and we are looking to continue that interest.
Blessed be, we're happy to have you here at the Church of Life.
Deary's gonna wink at this man and say, "Blessed be to you," and then she's gonna pose and try and make this man question his vows.
He blushes.
Church of Life. We're allowed to have sex.
Are you sure?
He blushes.
In your Christianity.
Church of Life, buddy.
These priests can fuck.
These priests, they study this shit.
Rabbits, man.
Rabbit.
So,
Yes,
you know how the Kama Sutra is normally a thing that's banned? Nah, this is normal reading.
That's just your book.
Yeah, this is just reading.
So you enter, and are you going to present Iwazi to your high priest?
I'm gonna in the foyer. I'm gonna leave him alone. What exactly? If we do introduce you to the high priest,
Mm-hmm.
what are you going to say and do? I recognize you're a part of this church.
Mm-hmm.
You are from a different sect,
I am.
and you've shown, let's say, interesting tendencies.
Toft, let me tell you something. There are certain aspects of religion that change with sex. Sects.
Thank you. Once again, it's been a weird day.
It's fine. That the point of being able to present myself here is to at least let them know that I'm in the city and that I might be in need of their resources.
I will let you know of one thing.
Hmm.
Whatever you do,
Mm-hmm.
do not mention what we told you.
Why would I do that?
Just saying.
Toft, you're very bad at this whole thing.
I was a thief who turned into a cleric. I was never a good liar.
You should have gotten better at it if you were a thief. This keeps like, no, show me the way.
I was a dwarf. No one noticed me.
While they were having that conversation, Deary would like to have slipped away into the church.
Okay. Roll stealth check.
Dagan will 100% follow her lead.
I'll roll a fucking perception check to see if I notice him.
First, give me a stealth check.
Not great, I'll tell you what.
I don't know shit.
Yeah.
I got
that's
a
good.
1.
That's good.
Did you see anything?
16.
16.
16.
Alright, you guys. Would you use stealth check?
Looking for where I put my sheet. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. There
Where
it
did it
is.
go?
Where did it go? I got a 10.
So, Toph, you don't notice anything. But Dwazi, you notice Indiri slipping off out of the main foyer.
I'm gonna look at you and just go.
You can see this big smile like sort of across his face, but like, just don't worry. We're just going to see the director and perhaps get an idea of what we can do here.
Alright, so Indiri slips off. What are you guys gonna do?
Dagan went with Indiri.
Okay.
I'm gonna introduce fucking Duwazi to my high priest.
So
You what?
you take Iwazi up a spiral set of stairs, knowing that your two other very trustworthy compatriots have been let loose in your church.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know that.
Oh, you don't know? That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm just big, and so I
You
can't
just-
take up the entire
For
stairway.
some reason, you're kind of out of your body, distracted by all this, and you're just not paying attention, and they just kind of wander off. You take them up a spiral set of staircases to a private quarters of sorts, office. It's the evening. Pretty soon they'll be heading out for evening prayers, but you knock. No answer. You knock a second time. You hear a commanding voice. Enter.
I open the door. Walk through.
I duck down to get under the door.
And there sits behind a desk in a high back chair. Very the Pope kind of office going on, very officious, religious items and iconography around him. Though the frocking and what he's wearing is actually very plain, like compared to what you're used to in your church.
Mhm.
And he's got the very simple symbol of Dwazi hanging off his neck. Sits the high priest Domino.
Domino?
Domino. Domitia. Brother Toft,
Domino.
what business have you with us today?
I bring forth another member of Duwazi, but from a different sect that may prove use to our church in Kandun. This is Iwazi. He is a renowned healer. I feel like he may be of use.
I was less of a healer and more of a protector, but
Tabaxi,
episode, yes.
it's been some time.
I feel as though we are less likely to be seen around these parts, but
Are you visiting or
Yeah.
are you staying?
I'm tentatively staying, but so far, I'm going to say visiting for the moment.
Will you require quarters?
No, actually, I'm staying with a friend. His ship is in the harbor, so
Well, of course, any brother of Dwazi is welcome here in his home.
my parents were very devout. They decided to name me after our god.
You're welcome, as you need.
Thank you. I just wanted to come and show my own personal support, and
How fervent. If we shall have need, can we call upon you?
I wish to be of some use at some point. Yes,
We should use Brother Toft to reach out to you then.
Yes.
a pleasure. I will not always be available. I'm also doing a bit of work for the from the arena and things of that nature. But
Ah, yes. The refugees.
the refugees.
It was a fine battle.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It was hard fought. However, we happened to be able to pull through in the end.
You
It was-
did the church well.
It was passionate. It was fun.
We've actually seen our numbers slightly increase after your presentations.
Well,
a question now, Brother Dog.
Yes.
How did your mission go to the island?
Well, it could have gone better. However, I plan to do a follow-up mission to fully reach the potential. These people, both Iwazi and the crew that picked me up, saved me and allowed me safe passage back to
Saved you from?
treachery. There were some unwanted people on the island, which is why I plan to make a follow-up mission, because our reach can be put there. I believe there's something to be built. A light, so to speak.
When you have the time, I expect a full report.
You will get it.
Welcome to our church. Welcome to Kundun.
It is a pleasure. On the island, we saw a bit of, an interesting bit of, necromantic problems. I was hoping to use your archives to research a bit.
I can also back that up.
You'll want to look into the section on cults.
I may have to.
Many rumored to populate those islands.
I'll have to check that. Thank you.
Brother Toft can take you there.
I very much appreciate it.
At your disposal. Brother Toft, well done.
Thank you.
Give him a slight nod and then turn
Goes back to his book.
After you.
Walk out the door. Where are the others?
Speaking of,
Deary, as soon as they slip away from the two of them, all before they go into that man's office, is going to whisper to Dagon and be like, alright, the game's act stupid. I'm lost and ditzy. Don't fuck it up. Give you
Not
bardic
20,
inspiration.
29. Deception.
Follow my lead.
Speaking sure he knows.
Deary is going to play a game that she's been used to play many times before, in which she is to walk around and memorize every room and building that she can, check and see which doors are locked, which doors aren't locked. If they aren't locked, go inside, look around, map the building, so that when she gets out, she can draw everything, to which she would normally hand to whoever was like, you're going to do this.
Right.
But in this case, it's us.
so it's really easy to get the general lay of the land of the church.
Right.
Beyond the foyer, the main cathedral, some antechambers, you encounter a lot of doors that are locked. You could easily draw the main entrance, the cathedral where their services take place. There's antechambers, kind of 6 antechambers with doors, but none of them are locked. You assume they're places where people might go for study or worship.
Right.
It's a big place.
Right.
It's like a Catholic church-sized place. So just that would probably take you a half hour wander.
Can Deary roll an insight check and look for the doors that
Could
she
be an
thinks...
investigation check to find the doors to places that you think might be something other than a vestibule.
Alright.
Because Dagon might be able to shimmy a lock.
If I don't know what your sleight of hand is, but she also has lockpicks on her. Oh, there's a exploder. 7 plus. Investigation is 7 total.
Find a lot of locked doors, and you're sure that all will lead to something important. But you're not sure.
Oh, there's only one way to find out.
True. You pick locks a lot?
I break locks.
I probably think it's actually yoked out.
So at this point, you kind of come out of your haze and are like wondering where your other 2 compatriots might be, because now you need to go to the archives, and they're supposed to go with you.
Toph's just gonna sigh, look towards Iwazi. They're doing bad shit, aren't they?
I have no idea, but we should get what we need to do done before something happens.
They're the type of people. Let's go get what we need to get done.
Just turns and starts walking down.
You gonna try and shimmy out?
Oh, yeah.
Deary's gonna keep lookout.
as you're getting ready, and go ahead and give me the roll.
I'm not gonna use.
What do you get?
First lock, using Tinker tools, only a 5.
Break and pick.
That's not gonna work.
Right as you hear the snap of the pick, you notice a brother coming down the hallway. Spider, get out of here. He hasn't taken notice of you guys yet. He's coming right towards you. He's walking down the hallway. It's one of those hallways where it's a wall and doors. And he's just coming down. And there's like no place to be going.
Yeah.
Except this
I'll
way,
just
that way.
rip the broken file out real quick. And just
Deary,
shove it up
as
his sleeve.
he's doing that, is going to step specifically in front of Dagon so that Dagon's harder to see, and not only that, but draw attention to herself by like calling over to him. Excuse me, can you help us? We're very lost.
Oh, well, you probably want the cathedral. You go back that hallway and a hard left.
There was a locked door that way. And she's gonna obviously reference to like the right, where there would be a locked door. Like there was a locked door on the left.
No.
Dagon's gonna chime in.
Turn yourself. Turn this left.
I'm sorry, we're just a little turned around. Everything is kind of built the same down here.
Are you new to the church?
Yes, we came with some people, but we lost track of them fairly quickly.
I can escort you back to the cathedral.
Please, would you? That would be so kind.
Just
It'd be a
follow me.
real
I'll be
help.
happy to.
Thank you.
She's gonna try and get this man to give them a pseudo tour while he leads them back by playing the very attractive floozy.
Okay. So you're
Church
walking with
of
him,
Life.
and as these are the Church of Life, he's. Give me a performance check.
If there was a Christmas church,
Well,
this
that's
would be the one.
If it's persuasion,
You know what?
I'll aid.
Okay. Well,
Performance I can do, but I'm also gonna use my last lucky point and reroll that because I want to fucking do well. 14, 24.
24. He is distracted and interested, much more in you than the surroundings. And anything he can do to kind of keep you interested in what he's got to say, he'll do.
Well, so here's how Deary's going to lead the conversation. As he's starting to lead them back to the cathedral, she's going to say that she came here to see all of the like grandiose things about the church, and she's going to say, but of course I should be getting back to my friends so that we can leave as quickly as possible. But you know, and kind of leave it open to him being like, well, I could show you some other things. Like, try and lead him to having his idea to show her more around.
Well, we do have the most extensive collection of artifacts at the Church of Life here.
He goes, that would be amazing. I'm sure that lowly people like myself aren't allowed to see such things.
Oh
but-
no, they're behind. They're secured. They're for you to see, to inspire you.
Oh,
Well, inspiration's exactly what we're looking for. Could
Yes.
you show us?
Of course, follow me. And he takes you, and instead of going left, he goes past the door that's
Just-
locked to the right, and he pushes open what looked to be like a locked door, but it's not locked at all.
wow.
And you push it, and it opens up, and you go down another hall to the right, and there is a large room, and behind glass cases, there are bones, and there are different religious artifacts, all under case and glass, and it's kind of like a museum as it goes around. And there is the giant symbol of Dwazi in the middle. You guys have been around valuables before. You get the sense that these are valuable because the people in this church place value on them. There's not like gold value to them, or there's not arcane energy throbbing off of them. It's more like these are probably bones of saints. Things.
Deary was excited, is now less excited.
It's kind of like exactly what you'd expect from like
Centuries old, millennial old
a
church.
Christian kind of. This is the bones of Saint Francis of Assisi.
Deary's a very good listener, so
It
she's
has,
going to let this
it
guy
has
go off.
no real value to anyone except somebody of that church, but to them, these are like treasures. This was Saint Gerbert, and he goes on to the history of Saint Gerbert and what he did and what he did for the church. And he leads you through the next, and then he leads you to the next one, and he leads you all the way around. He goes, And this is the hilt of the sword. And he goes into a whole nother story. And basically, you're getting a very quick overture of the religion of Dwazi. But each one talks about how these individuals embraced and celebrated life. And even in battle, even in death, they getting tired. My words are disappearing.
Welcome to my life.
They I don't know. They were the example of. That's not the right word. They were the example.
Exemplar?
No.
Paragon?
No. Oh no,
Not gonna
it's
try.
gone. Anyway, they were examples. It's another word for example. It's much fancier, much better word.
Right.
I can't think of it. They were examples of their church's values. And it takes them like 10, 15 minutes. And it's one of those things where you quit listening after like 10 minutes and it's just and you nodding and he goes to the next one, he goes to the next one, and then he brings you back out and he goes,
Darius is going to say, "You know so much. How'd you learn so much?
I've spent almost my entire time in the church.
Just reading?"
Oh no. We travel. We go to far-flung lands. We try to convert people to the Church of Life, to the Church of Dwazi. And of course, there are taxes to be collected for the church.
I rolled a personal roll to see if Deary dropped her ruse for a second to let the fact that she hates organized religion slip through because it's a hard stop of her character. She's like, I fucking hate religion. I rolled a natural 20, so she's just listening to this man. She's like, it sounds so good the way you convert people to your religion. That's great.
And the parishioners, for blessings, they tithe to us, and that's how we maintain. We have a small armed force that they are blessed by the church, and in return we get their money.
That's very strange, but that's quite interesting how the champions will support the church in that way. Where do you study?
Oh, the archives we've thousands of years of history in the archives.
Oh, wow.
Each church.
There couldn't be that much history.
Each church has their own archives, and they keep track. The Church of Mortis, for instance, records of deaths going back, we hear 3,000 years.
That's incredible. How large is the one here?
Extensive.
Could you show us?
Oh, I don't know. That's usually reserved for actual brothers.
No.
Deary is going to give him a sad pout and go, of course, I understand completely. It would have been really nice to see it, though.
Dagon is going to
Perception.
nudge Deary forward.
Perception, and you can give her advantage.
Perception?
I mean, persuasion.
And with advantage, 23.
Well, I suppose I can show it to you at least.
She goes, you're so sweet.
And he smiles and kind of gives you both, strangely enough, a once-over.
Church of Life.
And he goes, follow me. And he walks down the hallway and he goes back out across the cathedral. And it's a bit of a maze. You'll track it.
Right.
But you're just lefts and rights and down a set of stairs and then across a courtyard and into another building. And then he comes up to two brothers at the door. He goes, oh, they're going to be new parishioners and they were wondering where they would be doing most of their studying. I'm just going to show them quickly how the archives are run. And they're like, oh, sure, whatever, yeah, fine. He opens the doors, and you're standing in front of a large librarian desk with an archivist behind it, and behind him are just books and scrolls in shelves that, as far as you can see, go that way. It's about 20 yards across, and you don't know how deep.
Jesus.
It's deep, big. 3,000 plus years of history.
We also
So
have
this
birth
is the
records.
archives. This is where you'll come and do any studying that you're going to do once you've joined the orders.
And this is open to anybody who's part of the order?
Once you're a brother or a sister of the Church of Dwazi, yes, they come here. everybody has a project of some sort they're usually trying to work on, or some part of history they're trying to understand or learn more about. And it usually involves our travels. It's usually to get more history.
That's so nice that the church lets all of their people see all of their history. They don't keep anything away. That's so sweet.
It is, isn't it?
Keep walking down.
Time to go find forbidden history.
Honestly, this guy's probably just too low on the food.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
not gonna find
No
it.
idea.
Well, I've shown you the archives. Unfortunately, we won't be able to go any further than this until you join the order.
She goes, I understand completely.
That's okay. We can wait here for our friends.
No.
No!
No. I have to take you back to the cathedral. They'll have to find you there.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm sure they're on their way here. And he's gonna turn and start walking down an aisle.
Oh, okay. Oh!
Jerry is gonna stand here like, oh, I don't.
The archivist moves. Excuse me, sir.
Oh, hi. I was wondering, how are these books organized?
They're organized by you exiting the building.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Good day.
Do you know a man by the name of...
Good day, sir.
Right.
The one you're with, the guy's just flummoxed because Thorn just did what he shouldn't do. The brother that took you guys there.
Uh-huh.
The archivist, you get a sense he's a commanding power. He's
Sagan takes a half step back and presents both palms. Like he's making a point not to offend or impose.
You are not permitted to even be in this archive. You need to leave.
Deary's just gonna say, not magically, but it's just gonna say, it was an honest mistake. We were just curious. We're tourists. Sorry.
Join the order, and you can read to your heart's content.
She smiles and says,
He
thank you
looks
so
at the
much.
guy that
We're-
brought you, and he's like, "Take them back to the cathedral now." And this archivist his demeanor was very librarian-like until you walked down the aisles, and then he had a commanding presence about him that you see around, well, to use a D&D term, paladins.
Hey. You got that good shit.
A switch got flipped when you went down the aisle.
Book got switched.
Deary's
Switch got
just gonna
flipped got
put a hand on your shoulder and say, we should go.
Seems like. Well, we'll be back.
I can't wait to see you. Be in robes.
Oh, they don't really suit me.
Deary goes, I don't know about joining the church. That man kind of scared me.
The archivists, yes, they take their job very seriously.
Are they always there? How can you read with them looking over your shoulder?
Once you're in the order, they let you in and they don't look over your shoulder. They trust you. Because why wouldn't they? You're in the church.
It's a bit interesting.
Which you'll be.
They just know your face.
Well, once you're in the church, everyone knows who you are.
Right.
It's not that big of an organization.
So, how long have you been a part of it?
About a year.
And, I'm sorry, I don't think we ever caught your name.
I'm Roland.
Nice to meet you, Roland.
He's such a nice
Be
guy.
careful with your fingers. Sorry.
So, where'd you get those robes?
They issue to you when you're joining. So really all you have. They give you a vestibule. But it's better than being on the streets. I clean mostly and they feed me and I'm learning a lot. And someday I'll be promoted to get my own project and then I can start to travel.
This is the boring sex.
Deary is going to say, we should find our friends though. I don't want them to get too worried about us. Thank you so much for helping us.
The cathedral is just down the hall. If you keep going straight.
Thank you so much. And she's going to just walk immediately back.
Alright. Bye. Bye.
Nice to have met you, Roland.
I look forward to seeing you again.
Of course.
how long before you think this man realizes he like sees some fucking picture and was like, "Wait, she was."
I'm
Oh, the
amazed they didn't
refugees?
see us
What?
as the refugees at all.
What's that?
I'm amazed they didn't see them as the refugees.
Some
They
people
turned
need
out.
to work.
Oh, the archivist knew.
Yeah.
The janitor didn't.
He's just a
Rolling
janitor.
the church janitor.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep the
So,
bridge rolling,
Roland's not getting
Yeah.
any
We get back to
tonight.
Hey,
So-
hey.
And I'm going to call that a good place to stop.
All right.
Because my brain is shutting down.
That's fair.
No, I didn't.
I like that
Well,
she posted Trent when it was like, we're probably going to go from 5 to 10. And we were like, those are rookie numbers.
you pulled those numbers up. 10:30 is still pretty good.